It's Thursday, which means we take a look at an obscure holiday to celebrate. And today, that holiday is National Eat What You Want Day. All right, I feel like we're going to have to set some ground rules on this one. No endangered species, no hazardous chemicals, and sorry, cannibals, I think people are off the menu too. But what is on the menu today is news, and I'm your host, Andrew, and this is Crypto Espresso, your teeny tiny daily shot of caffeinated crypto headlines. First up, the United States IRS, or Internal Revenue Service, has filed claims worth $4.4 billion against FTX as part of the exchange's ongoing bankruptcy proceedings. The claims come after the IRS launched an investigation into FTX's tax reporting practices, alleging that the exchange failed to report over $20 billion in cryptocurrency transactions between 2019 and 2022. The IRS claims that FTX's failure to properly report these transactions resulted in the loss of billions of dollars in tax revenue. FTX, which was founded in 2019, became one of the world's largest cryptocurrency exchanges in a short period of time, with over $1 trillion in trading volume in 2022 alone. The IRS claims against FTX highlight the regulatory challenges facing the cryptocurrency industry as governments seek to enforce tax laws and prevent money laundering and other illicit activities. The outcome of FTX's bankruptcy proceedings will be closely watched by the crypto industry and regulators, since this could set a precedent for future cases involving cryptocurrency exchanges and tax reporting. Tether, the issuer of the USDT stablecoin, reported a profit of $1.48 billion in the first quarter of 2023, according to its latest assurance report. The report also reveals that Tether has increased its reserves of Bitcoin and gold, with Bitcoin now accounting for roughly 2% of its reserves and gold making up 4% of its assets. Tether's transparency report comes amid increased scrutiny of stablecoins by regulators who are concerned about their potential impact on financial security and possible use by criminals. The report also shows that Tether's total assets under management have grown to about $81.8 billion, a significant increase from the roughly $67 billion reported at the end of 2022. Tether's transparency report is intended to provide reassurance to investors and regulators alike, as rumors regarding whether the stablecoin issuer has sufficient assets to cover their liabilities have swirled over its many years of existence. Bitcoin core developers are considering getting rid of BRC20 transactions, which we've talked about at length in earlier Crypto Espresso episodes this week. Go ahead, look them up. I'll wait for a second. Yep. The discussion around the elimination of BRC20 transactions can be found on the Bitcoin development mailing list and comes as the Bitcoin network has been facing serious congestion issues related to the growing popularity of BRC20 tokens and ordinals inscriptions. Some members of the Bitcoin community have expressed concern about the potential impact of eliminating BRC20 transactions, and others have questioned whether it would even be possible to implement in an appropriate manner. Critics of a potential ban argue that BRC20 tokens could become an important part of the Bitcoin ecosystem, enabling gambling on meme tokens via the Bitcoin blockchain and improving long-term economics for miners. Moreover, BRC20 tokens have gained popularity in a very short period of time, surpassing a collective market cap of $1 billion just this week. Speaking of Bitcoin experienced a bit of a roller coaster ride on Wednesday, with the price of the cryptocurrency fluctuating wildly over the course of the day. The price of Bitcoin initially fell sharply, dropping by as much as 10%, before rebounding just as quickly to reclaim much of that lost ground. The sudden price swings underscored Bitcoin's vulnerability to market volatility, but also kind of demonstrated the currency's resilience in the face of adversity. Initially, the price of Bitcoin had risen shortly after the release of the latest U.S. Consumer Price Index numbers, which fell to a 4.9% increase over the past 12 months. Most market observers had predicted a CPI increase of 5.0% or 5.1% on a 12-month basis. Later in the day, the Bitcoin price fell around the time a rumor was swirling that the US government had sold a large stash of Bitcoin, but that rumor turned out to be false and the price eventually recovered to roughly where it started the day. Despite the wild fluctuations, some analysts still remain bullish on Bitcoin's long-term prospects, though others are cautioning that Bitcoin's price may be subject to further volatility in the short term as market conditions continue to shift and new regulatory pressures emerge. And finally, Elon Musk's tweets have once again had a significant impact on the cryptocurrency market, though this time it's in the world of non-fungible tokens or NFTs. Musk tweeted a Milady NFT, which is a digital art piece featuring a medieval-style portrait of a woman, which quickly became one of the most sought-after NFTs on the market. The tweet sent the NFT's floor price on OpenSea soaring, with the value of that token rising by more than 300% in a matter of hours. The surge in demand for the Milady NFT underscores the growing popularity of digital art and collectibles, as well as the significant influence that high-profile individuals like the Musky one can have on the market. While some in the NFT community might see Musk's tweet as a positive development, others caution against relying too heavily on the whims of celebrity influencers and argue that the value of NFTs should be based on their inherent artistic or cultural value rather than the memeings of some guy. And speaking of Milady, would Milady or Milord please like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and click on that little bell icon to get buzzed whenever a new Crypto Espresso video goes live? Thoughts on today's episode? Shall I continue calling you Milady? Does me saying Milady make your skin crawl? Well, let me know in those comments below because I read them. Questions about our headlines or crypto in general? Take the plunge and ask Alex in that description below. Alex is always a great resource for all things Web3 and the metaverse, and that about does it for today. As always, I've been your host, Andrew. These have been your headlines, and we'll see all of your beautiful shining faces tomorrow.